Yesterday, American University's Kogod School of Business released its 2017 Made in America Auto Index. It's an interesting study that lets you see just how American your car is. The researchers wanted to know what percentage of your vehicle's value contributes to the overall well-being of the US economy, and they considered aspects of your vehicle manufacturing that are typically neglected. The index uses 7 points derived from publicly available data to rank the 419 different automobiles. First, they looked at profit margin. If the automaker's headquarters is in the US, the model scores higher because the assumption is that, on average, 6% of the vehicle's value is profit margin. So, if it's a US automaker, the profit remains in the country. Second, they looked at labor, which considers where the car is assembled. Third, R&D. If the model is a product of a US company, it scores higher. If it's a product of a foreign company, but assembled in the US, it still receives half the available points. Number 4 is inventory, capital, and other expenses. 5 is engine, one of the most heavily weighted categories, considers if the engine is produced in the US. Number 6 looks at transmission, whether or not that's produced in the US. And number 7 is body, chassis, and electrical components. This category makes up half of the vehicle's score, and it looks at the label. Since the American Automotive Labeling Act in 1994, automakers are required to provide information on the label, detailing the amount of US and Canadian parts, the country of assembly, and the engine and transmission's country of origin. But the label is only half the picture, because US and Canadian parts are combined into one number, and automakers can round up. So a part that is only 70% US Canadian can actually be labeled as 100% US and Canadian. That is just not how numbers work. So, which cars are the most American? The Chevy Traverse, Buick Enclave, and GMC Arcadia all tied for first. Each scored 85.5 on the index, and each is a GM product. The Ford F-150 was in second place with 85 points, followed by the Chevrolet automatic transmission Corvette with 82 points. 79 different vehicles scored a single point on the index and tied for dead last. As you can imagine, it was a slew of Toyotas, Hyundais, Kias, and Mazdas, as well as high-end sports cars like Lamborghini, Maserati, Ferrari, and multiple models from Porsche. But a number of those did make the top 10 as well. Now, why is all this so important? Because according to the university, the auto industry directly employed about 2.5 million workers in 2016. It sold 17.5 million vehicles, which accounted for approximately 3.5% of the US GDP. Of the 17.5 million vehicles sold in the US in 2016, about 65% were produced in the United States. To see where your car ranks, or help with a little decision making at the dealer this weekend, click the link below. I'm David Manti. This is IEN Now.